Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video, and in this video I will be going over on how to get every item in the game and what they do in part of JoJo. So yeah, let's get this over with. This video has been in the making for months now and I need to get this out, so yeah, let's do it. The stand arrow spawns every 3 minutes. It spawns around the entire map, you can really find it anywhere. And it can also be bought in the store for $3,500. Upon using it, it will give you a tier 1 to 7 stand, and upon doing that, it will also use 10% of your worthiness if you have 10 worthiness. Next up is the lucky arrow. You can only get this item in the shop. It will cost you $30,000. This is better than the normal arrow because it will roll 10 times, so basically one arrow will roll once to get a stand, but this one will roll 10 times, and it will choose the best tier that, is out of those 10 rolls. Also, upon using this arrow, it will use all 100% of your worthiness. The Requiem Arrow only spawns in Italy, and only spawns every 5 minutes with a 1 out of 10 chance, so it's pretty rare. You can also get the Requiem Arrow by killing Kira, which is a boss in Morio, but it's rare for him to drop one, so if you do get one, that's pretty rare. You can also get a Requiem Arrow by doing JoJo's quest line. He'll give you a Requiem Arrow somewhere in between those quests. Upon holding the Requiem Arrow, you're able to do 3 things: rolling stand, put Requiem sub on your stand, or evolve them to the Requiem form. When rolling a stand with a Requiem Arrow, your chances of getting a good stand are increased by a ton. I believe I think 30% or something, or maybe even more. When clicking Rec Sub, it will give you a 25% increase into Potentiality, which is power, Speed, which is how fast your stand can move, and Resilience, which is how much HP you can take or whatever. Now, if you have GE, SOD, or Silver Chariots, you'll be able to get their Requiem forms by clicking the third option, which is Evolve to Requiem form or whatever. So that will be able to get you to get GR, Crazy Train, and Silver Chariot Requiem. The Cash Bundle has a spawn time of 20 seconds with a 1 out of 2 chance. This item can be found both in Morio and Italy. Upon clicking this item, you will get 500 cash, but if a harvest picks it up, you will only get 300 cash. The Rokakaka Fruit spawns every 3 minutes and only spawns at Roka trees, which can be found around the map by every spawn point really. You can also buy this in the shop for 500 cash. There are 3 things you can do with the Rokakaka Fruit. One is resetting your worthiness. The other 2 are able to reset your stand and stats. Upon resetting your stats, you're able to put them in whichever stat you want, so you can reorganize them, and resetting your stand just gets rid of your stand. And you can also reset your spec if you do reset stand or whatever. The Stone Rokakaka Fruit spawns every 26 minutes with a 1 out of 5 chance, and this also spawns at the Roka trees. You can also kill Kira to get this item if he drops it, that is. This item is used for fusing stands, and you also can be able to grant you a subspec on your stand called Stone Human. So basically Stone Human works like when you're using it, you're gonna get double the defense, but when you're not using it, you get like half of that defense, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, now if you use this while you're a vampire, you will get Pillarmen. So basically, if you're a vampire and you use a Stone Roka, you're gonna get Pillarmen. It's as simple as that. The Stone Mask spawns every 20 minutes with a 1 out of 3 chance. When used on a stand, you will get the Vampire Suspect. This will buff your damage, and when you attack something, you'll gain HP. So basically, if you're at like 100 HP and you start attacking stuff, you're gonna gain your HP back, so you're gonna start healing. So that's pretty good. But at a cost, you're gonna burn in the sunlight. This can be easily avoided with the Ultimate Suspect, which we'll go over in a little bit. If you use the Vampire Mask while you're standless, you will get Vampire. the vampire spec, just so you know. Vampire masks are also needed to make Aja mask, which we'll go over in a bit. And vampire masks are needed to get cars, Wamu, and Pillarmen, which are 3 different specs to do a lot of different things. The Aja mask can only spawn in Italy with a spawn timer of 20 minutes with a 1 out of 10 chance, but you can make an Aja mask if you have a red Aja and a vampire mask and all of Jotaro's quests are done. When you have all those things done, you're able to talk to Jotaro with the 2 items out, and he will give you an Aja mask. Well, he'll basically put the 2 together, and then he'll, give you it. But that's only when you click on them with the 2 items out in your inventory. Upon using an Aja mask on a stand or spec, it will give you the ultimate subspec. This gives you a permanent 1.25 damage and defense buff. You cannot stack this with a bless stand, and if you have vampire and you have ultimate, you will be immune to the sun. So if you have those 2 together, like I said before, you'll be immune to the sun, which is pretty good. You can also get alternate life form cars if you left click with an Aja mask if you have cars. So basically, if you left click with an Aja mask with cars, you're gonna get alternate life form cars, which is like the cars version that allows you to fly and all that. But you can get the ultimate cars, which is basically just normal cars, but you're immune to the sun basically. So you do that by right clicking with the Aja mask. Just a little tip for you guys. There's 2 different versions you can get, so yeah. The red Aja spawns every 40 minutes with a 1 out of 5 chance. It has many uses, like being able to create an Aja mask with a vampire mask by talking to Jotaro. So it's the same thing with the vampire mask. If you talk to Jotaro with the red Aja and vampire mask, you will get an Aja mask. Pretty simple. And also, if you have Hamon and you use the Aja, it will give you Joseph Hamon. So if you want to get Joseph Hamon, that's how you get it, using Aja on Hamon. The wrench spawns every 13 minutes with a 1 out of 3 chance. Upon clicking on the wrench with no stand or spec, you will be given the cyber spec. It's as simple as that. And yeah, there's not really much to say about it. Then you get the cyber spec, which is, Rohan basically. To get this item, you have to kill the Dio boss in Morio. Dio spawns every 40 minutes, and it has a 1 out of 5 chance to drop the Dio's diary, meaning you might have to kill 5 Dios to get it. What do you gain from such an item? Well, it has various uses, like 3 uses basically. First is to reroll your blessing if you do not like your current blessing. So basically, if I have something like Holy or something, and I want to reroll it, you just use a Dio's diary, and you might get some other cool blessing. Another thing it can do, it can reset all subspecs on a fusion. So basically, if you have a fusion and you decide to do reset subspecs, this will get rid of your, subfusion. So let's say I have a crazy diamond fused with Sex Pistols, I don't know. It will delete the Sex Pistols sub from it, and it will also delete anything like Hamon, I'm pretty sure, on it and stuff like that. It will delete like really anything. So it's gonna make it clean. So yeah, it's just gonna make it a clean stand. Its final use is to achieve heaven. Now what does that mean? Well, if you have any stands like the World, Star Platinum Prime, Cream, or Sea Moon, you're going to be able to get the Over Heaven variants of it. So basically, Star Platinum and Star Platinum Prime equals Star Platinum over Heaven. The World equals the World over Heaven. Cream equals Cream over Heaven. And Sea Moon, it's just MIH. It's as simple as that. So yeah, you can get their variants over it, or their upgrades, I should be saying. But some of the like Spos aren't really that good, but you never know, it might get buffed and might be really good. Dio's bone is a drop from Dio that has a 1 out of 10 chance to drop. This can make it a bit annoying to get, considering that you would mean 400 minutes to possibly get it guaranteed, which is kind of crazy to think about. However, Dio's bone Might just be worth it if you're lucky to get this item. It's obvious to use to evolve White Snake to Seamoon, which Seamoon is a pretty good stand on its own. However, it has the power to max your stand level, which is very useful if you're leveling stands like Echoes, because you already know how hard it is just gonna level that thing up. It's gonna basically save you hours of grinding levels. Its final use is to reset a user's spec. Now, what I mean by this is, say you have Hamon on your stand and you don't want Hamon anymore, but you don't want to use a Dio's Diary to remove everything on the stand, you just want to remove that one subspec. Well, you're in luck. The Dio's Bone is where it comes in handy because, well, it will remove that one subspec. Yes, it's pretty cool if you ask me. It's gonna save you like a lot of time, and you're not gonna basically kill your fusion if you have it. So basically, if I have a fusion, like a random fusion, and I don't want Hamon anymore, I want Spin, I can use Dio's Bone, get rid of my Hamon, and then, you know, go and find a Gyro and get Spin on my fusion. It's that simple, basically. This is another boss drop. This one drops from Diavolo though, and it's a guaranteed drop. So if you kill him, you get it automatically, which is pretty good. It's like I'm pretty sure it's the only item, well, boss drop that actually drops no matter what, which is pretty cool. So this item has basically two uses, and that is one, rerolling the trait. Basically, upon using it, it's gonna reroll your trait. So basically, if I have something like Mighty, but I want Godly, just reroll a trait, and hopefully you're lucky enough, and you might get Godly. I don't know. It's kind of a rare thing to get, but you know. So it's pretty useful for that, but it also has another use, which is blessings, which is a whole other thing. I'm gonna put a screenshot. So basically, if you have, you know, a clean fusion or whatever, and you wanna, you know, get a blessing, you can. That's a thing. So basically, blessings are just like random buffs to your stand or whatever. Again, there's a list on screen because I am not gonna go too deep into it because, yeah, there's a lot of information there. I actually do have a video about it, but it's outdated, so I'm gonna have to make a new one sadly, but it's whatever. But yeah, there's all the information there. There are some really good ones. There's like actually like Holy. That's a pretty good blessing. And also stuff like Saintly and Divine are pretty good too, from what I've seen. The Serious Boss disc is a guaranteed disc that drops from serious bosses. Serious bosses are rare and harder versions of either Kira or Diavolo. When you kill them, a disc is dropped. Now the disc will usually have a random tier 6 stand, but there's also a 1 out of 8 chance for it to be a tier 7. This is pretty good if you want to get some rare stands without spending a bunch of cash on arrows or farming Requiem Arrows. This is the way to do it. This is the pretty easy way to do it. You can get a lot of good stands quickly if you're lucky enough to even get a serious boss. I recommend farming when there's like a 2 times event or something, because that's usually pretty the odds of you you know, getting a serious boss will increase a ton because of that. Worthiness Diaries and Worthiness Bones spawn every 11 minutes with a 1 out of 3 chance. They look like Dio's Diary and Bone, but they're not anything alike. They're like the worst versions of themselves, I guess. I don't know. They're really bad. They simply just give you Worthiness, which is useful for many things, you know, getting rare stands and, you know, other stuff. The Diary gives you 10% Worthiness, and the Bone gives you 5%. So there's a little thing. You can, if you have the 2 times Worthiness Game Pass, the Diary is gonna give you 20, and the Bone's gonna give you 10. It's simple math there. So yeah, that's basically it for them. They're not really that useful, because there's easier ways of getting Worthiness, like Holy Dummies and, you know, Dio. But you know, they're in the game, and you know, if you're running low on Worthiness and you just happen to come across them, might as well just click it and, you know, get some Worthiness. There's like no harm in doing it, because, you know, there's a better chance of you getting better stands, because why would you not want 100% worthiness? Because you never know, you might get a wonder review out of arrows or something. Who knows? Finally, the last thing I want to say is most of these items can be sold to Rohan for a certain amount of cash. I'll put an image up on screen of the prices. So there's all the prices you can sell for the items. So if you pick one up, you can sell it to Rohan, and he'll give you money. It's pretty darn good. So anyways, guys, thank you all for coming. This video has been in the works for so long because I just don't want to work on this video. It's gonna take me a while to edit because I don't have any passion for this video, but it's whatever. I hope I can get this out soon. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later, and yeah, peace. The sky